Hello and welcome to Exoprise. This video will show you how easy it is to set up the Exoprise web login sensor and monitor any internal or external web app service behind a firewall or out in the cloud. Cloud-ready web login sensor automatically detects login forms and securely provides the credentials to test the availability and response of the application without scripting. So let's get started. Monitoring SaaS applications from the end user perspective reveals the end-to-end network, delivery, provider, and authentication issues in real time. Exoprise recommends first installing a private site to monitor your environment and simulate a real-world scenario. To learn more about setting up a private site, visit our Microsoft 365 SharePoint product video below. After successfully logging into the Exoprise management client, navigate to the Sensors tab and click Add Sensor. Enter web login in the text box and click on the web login sensor that also supports most intermediate single sign-on solutions such as Active Directory Federation Services or Azure AD. Before installing a sensor, pay close attention to the introductory page and tabs that explain more about the sensor and pre-requirements. Click through the next steps. Specify the URL for the web application or service you want to monitor. It doesn't need to be a login page, but a page deep within the application that requires a login. Most web apps redirect to the login form when accessing internal pages. Exoprise Web Login Sensor simulates the real-world experience of a multi-step transaction process. Enter your username and password to access the service. Once the sensor is created, the login credentials are encrypted using the public-private key pair on the cloud-ready site. This ensures that only the site the sensor is assigned to can decrypt the sensor configuration. Click Next to validate. You can also test the availability of a website without providing login credentials using a web monitor or wget sensor. For more information, visit help.exoprise.com. When deploying a sensor on a private site, CloudReady checks the sensor configuration to make sure it is ready for use. Finally, a successful validation presents you with a screenshot of the WordPress page. The sensor saw this page immediately after login and is now configured correctly. If there are errors, go one step back and correct the URL and login credentials. Next, you can deploy your sensor to as many sites or machines. Additionally, you can configure how often the sensor should run and other details. Congratulations! Your web login sensor has been successfully created. Click on the sensor name to visit the detail page. As soon as the web login sensor is actively used and ready for operation, the dashboard captures and aggregates uptime, response, and performance metrics in real time. Select different time intervals ranging from 3 hours to 90 days to analyze login trends for the web login sensor. Click the More button to add the site, page layout, and connect metrics in the same tab. The Login and Render tab indicates the total loading time for the destination page of the SaaS application or website, including redirects to the authorization page and single sign-on. If the crowd data for the SaaS app is not available, deploy one more sensor against the site. Check for default alarms and errors below. Next, the Data Point Details tab compares metrics such as DOM loaded time, initial layout time, time to first byte, SSL negotiate, etc. with crowd data and helps IT determine where the bottleneck is in a web service. Finally, the Network Path Performance tab provides valuable hop-by-hop traceroute data between the server and various routers along the way, which can be helpful in determining if there are network issues or network path slowdowns. You can also view the uptime and failure report for the same sensor under the availability section. While the web login sensor is a synthetic test, the Exoprise Service Watch browser and the Service Watch desktop provide IT with real user monitoring visibility into SaaS performance. After creating URL or domain extensions in the Service Watch browser, IT can monitor the web experience of multiple users and websites using the experience score. Service Watch browser tracks transaction performance across client, network, and server levels to identify the bottlenecks. When troubleshooting desktop application problems, such as crashes or hangs due to program updates, the Service Watch desktop includes composite metrics such as CPU, memory, Ethernet, Wi Fi, disk, etc. in its desktop experience score. A high score of 8 to 10 indicates how optimally employees work with desktop applications such as the Microsoft 365 Office suite. Exoprise Better Together with Cloud Ready and Service Watch is a digital experience monitoring solution for the real IT monitoring professionals supporting a hybrid workforce. So there you have it. We learned how to use the web login sensor and capture end-to-end performance metrics for any web or SaaS application without the need for scripting. There's more to learn at exoprise.com. Thank you and have fun with cloud monitoring.